Some 20 years after Corinne Bailey Rae burst onto the international music scene with that hit song, her signature tune remains a modern classic. This morning with Seth Doane, she has a summer song.
All right, and the Grammy goes to Corinne Bailey Rae. Is This Love?
Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling?
Before winning 2 Grammys and being nominated for 4 others,
So this is where I used to work.
working the coat check
Yeah, this is a half dozen. You're in your little box.
was about as close as Corinne Bailey Rae was getting to a stage.
And I really always wanted to see the bands, so being here wasn't great because you couldn't see exactly what was. You could hear it.
So the stage would come out to about here.
And it was here at the Hi-Fi Club in her native Leeds in England where a record label would later come to hear her in an audition.
When I did Like a Star, I did it just on my own with a guitarist.
Just like a star across my sky.
Like a Star, her first single, became a hit,
You have appeared to my life.
as did her second, Put Your Records On.
Go put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down.
Its lyrics, music facilitating self-acceptance, have autobiographical notes.
As much as Leeds is a really ethnically diverse place, you can still feel different as a person who has, a black parent and a white parent.
She says growing up, she sometimes felt on the margins.
I really wanted to play the cello, but we didn't have a car. So my mum was like, what about the one you can carry? So I ended up playing the violin, and I really enjoyed that.
Did you realize that resources were an issue growing up?
I sort of noticed things like that, like, oh, we didn't have a car, oh, we don't have a telephone. We didn't have a lot of money, but it wasn't a sad thing.
When did you go from playing the violin in school to realizing, oh, I have a voice too?
Well, I always loved singing, but I always felt so sad about my voice because it had all this texture.
That changed when she heard the voices of Billie Holiday and Kurt Cobain.
It was like, you are welcome in this space. Their songs don't necessarily have to be, shiny and perfect. And that just made me feel like I could be in music.
Tell me, do you know I get so brave?
The release of her first album in 2006 catapulted her to the top of the charts and into new company.
Stevie Wonder called me, Prince came to one of our shows.
But in 2008, everything changed when her husband and band member Jason Ray died of an accidental overdose.
It felt at that time to be the sort of end of my life.
And you're thinking what?
I almost wasn't thinking anything. It was just like such a huge amount of pain.
How did you deal with your grief?
I say a thing that someone said to me in the hospital. She said, oh, grief is a long journey. We're all gonna lose people, if we're lucky to have a long life, we're just gonna see people just going, through that door. And there's something really, beautiful about knowing that. Sorry.
You still get emotional?
I think it's such a complex emotion because it's sort of like the sadness of losing someone, but also the awareness of how beautiful, life is and how it's a beautiful thing that everyone you have that much time with them,
And I do it all again. I do it all again.
There was nothing from Corinne Bailey Rae for about 2 years until, amid the grief of losing Jason, she released her second album, The Sea.
I don't want to give you up, but I'm tired.
It was produced by Steve Brown, who'd always just been a professional collaborator.
Actually, Jason's mother, who first said to me, what do you think of Steve?
Really?
Yes.
She was the matchmaker?
She is just a really intuitive woman. I felt it was 2 things. One was, I like this guy, but another thing was sort of like, we as the family kind of give you permission to you know, move forward with your life, which I just thought was a very beautiful thing of her to do.
What a gift.
Yeah, she's amazing.
The couple married in 2013 and now have 2 daughters.
It was like having a second chance. So I do think of my life as having these 2, kind of like a before and after.
He come riding in on a red horse.
Bailey Rae released 2 more studio albums to critical acclaim, if not all-out commercial success. And she's been recognized in her hometown.
This is a beautiful sculpture that came up a few years ago, and it has more than 300 names of women who are from Leeds who've made an impact in culture. So some suffragettes, some politicians, some artists, you know.
And you.
And me, I am on there, yes.
Earlier this year, she released a children's book, the title recalling her chart-topping song.
I wanted to write about how music can heal you, that music can sit with you in any emotion, how music can be your friend.
The book is part of a year-long celebration of her first album. There's also a tour, which she was kicking off at Cheltenham Jazz Festival in England. Singing those hits from 20 years ago that first made her famous.
Is it a weight in some ways to have a song be that successful? Do you feel like you're chasing something that you got with that song?
I think when someone does really well, everyone wants you to kind of win in that particular way again. You know, the music industry is really brutal. They really want you to be commercially successful.
How about you?
I mean,
commercial success must feel good.
yeah, definitely. But it was funny with that first record, I wasn't thinking like, oh, this is going to be, like, I had no idea that it was going to be successful in that way. We made it in a basement studio with no windows. So it wasn't like I went in with a certain kind of ambition. I just wanted to make the songs work.
Just go ahead and let your head down. You're gonna find your way somewhere.
It seems like rebirth, in a way, is a theme.
Rebirth is a really big theme for me, and there's a possibility every single time of starting again. You know, at any age, in any space, you can sort of hit reset and do it again and go back into the fire, transform and be out as a new thing, you know, every single time.
Somehow